So keep it down.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live here at Class Act Security Protection. I am about to go live on Spreaker right now. I know. Listen. This is a different show. My camera's a little lopsided, you know. But listen, we're here. I'm going to step out the frame for just 1 second and I'm going to come back. I got to fix the camera. Normally, I have somebody with me. However, today is not that day, but it's okay. Y'all know me. I just go on the fly. All right. Looks good. Okay. I'm super duper excited to be here with you guys today. Today I'm here with Miss Wanda Turner, Chief Wanda Turner, and we are at her location, Class Act Security Protection and Training Academy. Listen, y'all know how I feel about small business owners. They are like my heartbeat, like my soulmates, right? And so today we're here with Wanda. She is here in Gwinnett and Lawrenceville, right over here in the shopping plaza by Publix, and she's just opened up this amazing location to help us learn how to protect ourselves in the community and also to provide a wonderful service for those who are looking for executive protection. So, Wanda, please, y'all got to come over. Wait, let me just say this real quick. So, there's a grand opening today at 11 o'clock. Come through 3370. Sugarloaf Parkway, right over here in the Publix Plaza. But Wanda's going to talk to us about why she started this company and how she's helping companies and how she's also putting people to work, which is real important right now because y'all know the unemployment stimulus has run out and some of you need employment. So without further ado, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. And I would like to invite everybody out to the grand opening today here at the Sugarloaf Parkway Shopping Center. We're at 3370 Sugarloaf Parkway, Lawrenceville, Georgia, Suite D4. So welcome. I opened up this school for a reason to help give back to the community. I have about 26 years of law enforcement experience, ranging from security to law enforcement to criminal investigations to deputy sheriff to I decided to go into teaching. And so I became a police instructor, a high school instructor, and then I decided to open up my own school because I wanted to be able to give back some of that experience that I learned along the way to others. So this school is not just geared toward security guards or people wanting to become security guards. It's also we have those classes. A lot of times we find that women go buy guns because they're pretty, as opposed to buying a weapon that will help possibly save their lives. So I like to educate the woman so that she will understand how to use her weapon. So our classes are geared toward the community in addition to those who are actually trying to get into the field of security. So we have a class on executive protection, solo EP, which means executive protection if you want to do a one-on-one executive protection type detail. We specialize in those types of training in addition to if you want to become a detective, private detective training, we have that. So we're able to accommodate those who want to go into that field. So the objective here is to be able to be well-rounded, to bring these types of training to the community, not just for our security guards, but also for the community so that they will find a way to protect themselves in a legal capacity. We also cater to the Veterans Administration as well. So we have a program here where we accept GI Bills for military. And so the military is also welcome. They get out of the military and they're needing training on a civilian level. And we're able to provide that training as well.
You know, it's so funny. Wanda said women buy guns because they're pretty, and she's absolutely right. I told her when I came to meet with her the first time. So I went to go to Academy in Snellville last year, and I was like, I'm going to buy me a gun because life was just crazy. Like I felt like we were in just a rough time with the whole George Floyd incident and all the stuff that was going on with the pandemic. It was like crazy for me. And I said to my husband, we need to go buy guns. And so we went out to buy a gun. So of course I'm looking for the gun with the pink handle. I'm looking for the pretty gun. I really was. I'm not going to even lie. And they were all sold out. So I got a beige gun. I got a beige 9mm, right? And here's the funny thing, y'all. if somebody tries to come to my house, they're definitely going to die because I can't shoot, so I'm probably going to hit them. I went to the shooting range, right? My daughter took me for my birthday in Tampa. We were in Tampa, went to this it was a huge shooting range. Go to the shooting range. I go in there. First of all, I almost took the headphones off, the earmuffs.
Wow.
And he was like, don't do that. You're going to lose your hearing. So I had my ears plugged and I had the earmuffs over. Well, I want to tell you, I think I might have shot 2, 3 rounds. I was like, yeah, take the gun. Take the gun. Take the gun. So my daughter and my husband are much better than I am at shooting, so I suck. But one that has a great establishment here. So I want to ask you, what made you go into law enforcement and you stayed such a long time, 26 years?
Yeah, it was really, I was unsure at that time what I actually wanted to do. My mom was in nursing, my dad was in law enforcement, so I tried nursing. I actually was a psychiatric nurse.
Really?
And I worked over at Patton State Hospital in California. And I did that for a while, but I had such compassion for people, and seeing people sick bothered me. Because I wanted to help everybody, and you can't help everybody. And then dealing with the mentally sick. So they're mentally ill, plus they had other physical issues. It was just a little bit too much for me. So I decided to transition from nursing into law enforcement. And that's how I actually decided to get in there. And then when I got in there, I realized that there were so many areas of advancement. And so the first thing I did was decide what I wanted to do once I got in law enforcement. And I knew I had to start at the bottom as a police officer, but my goal was to be an investigator and ultimately become a teacher in that. And so I continued until I got there.
That is so cool. I gotta tell you, I went to the website, right? I was up like late one night doing my research because when I have people on the show, I want to make sure I know something about them and their company. So Wanda has a course on her website about learning how to become a private investigator. So it stuck out in my mind. I was like, I think I want to be a PI on the side. Like I want to be like, how they have mystery shoppers?
Yes.
I want to be a mystery PI. I want to be the person that nobody expects, and I show up. And it was hilarious because I was laying in the bed thinking about that, and not that that's funny, but I was thinking about me as a PI. I used to watch Magnum PI. I used to love Magnum PI. Mm-hmm. I used to listen, any kind of cop show. You would think that I would have been a cop. Let me tell you a quick story. So probably in the early 1990s, I went to go be a correction officer in Northern State Prison in New Jersey. Right. Okay. I went through the entire process, Wanda. The entire process. So at the end of the process, you have to do a walk through the prison.
Wow.
So I passed the psych test. I went in there. The guy asked me what color was the walls, and I was like, "Oh, they're beige. What color title would I have them?" I told him that. What color was the rug? Like all these little crazy questions. I passed. He said, "Oh man, you passed all of that." So yeah, I'm very observant. Go to do my walkthrough through the prison. One of the guys in there said, "We're gonna get you when you come in here." When he said that to me, I was like, "Not me. I'm not going in." And my mom was like, God bless her soul. She said, "No, you can't. You gotta go. You're gonna look so cute in your uniform." That's what she said to me. I was like, "Nah, Mom, this is not gonna work for me. I'm not going in there." They said they're gonna get me, and so I did not become a CO. I went and worked at the hospital instead. So we have a lot in common there. I went to school to be a nurse. That didn't work out either. Here I am, a podcaster, live streamer. This is what I do. This is what I love. So some of the courses that you offer are geared towards women. Let's talk about that for a minute because I feel like, we see these missing reports of people that go missing. Like just recently, there was a 16-year-old girl that went missing and nobody knew, haven't seen her. So, we want to be not just girls, but also, anybody. But I feel like there are a lot of girls that go missing and people, they don't know what to do. But I want them to know how to defend themselves if anyone should approach them and talk about this because I found that this happens a lot. And you probably know this from being a detective. A lot of the girls that go missing is somebody that knew them. How do they protect themselves when they trust that person and that person turned out to be a predator?
Well, there's a class called situational awareness. You have to be aware of your surroundings. And well, let's talk about situational awareness and then what about that person that you thought you knew? Mm-hmm. Okay. A lot of times what we do as women, we ignore the signs. There are always signs leading up to a situation. And we always, as women, because we have that compassion in some of us, um, think that it's going to get better, or we can fix the problem, or we can even change it, or we can just ignore it. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the biggest problems. because the signs are always there. They always show up. It's just a matter of paying attention to those signs. And so you can protect yourself by paying attention. Listen to the things that that person say. uh, Check out their behavior patterns. Um, are they consistent with the things that they say? What does their background look like? You know, what is their history? Ask questions. Ask them to tell you a little bit about their parents or their family members, because a lot of us come from dysfunctional family. Does not necessarily mean you're dysfunctional, because you might be that that link that chose to break the chain and change your life. But you need to know where this history comes from, and don't be in denial about it. You know, and don't be defensive if someone comes to you and say, hey, well, I don't think this is right, maybe you need to think about this, and I saw this and maybe you need to check that out. Don't get defensive, but say, well, hey, well, maybe I need to look at that. And pay attention. It is so important to just pay attention. And as it relates to situational awareness, say that person you don't know, you're out going grocery shopping, or you out in the mall, you decide to go to the movies by yourself, or you decide to go to the park. You always need to pay attention to your surroundings. Now, there's a fine line between being paranoid and paying attention. I'm not saying be paranoid and you got to turn your head every which way every time you walk, but you want to pay attention to colors. You want to pay attention to buildings. You want to, because if something goes down, the first thing law enforcement is going to say, if you survived, what did he look like? Where were you? Can you describe the scene? And so you want to be able to pay attention. And the only way you can do that is not to panic. If you're in a situation, if you panic, everything that you have learned goes right out of the window. So you must try as hard as you can, ladies, to not panic. Take a deep breath so you can think your way out of the situation.
One day I gotta share this with you. So I was living in Jersey, and my uncle had passed away. He left my mom his house, and the neighbor called one day and said somebody's in the house, right? So me and my friend, we go over there to see what's going on. One day, when I tell you, we were standing on the porch, like we were waiting for like her sons to come, like my godsons, we waiting for them to come. Now we think we're tough, right?
Right.
We think we're tough until the situation arises.
Mm.
We were standing on the porch. She was standing on one side of the porch. I was standing on the other side of the porch. The guy comes up out the basement and comes to the door where we're standing. We froze. We could not move. If he wanted to kill both of us, he could have. We were froze solid in that spot. Could not move. And so what happened was he came right on out the door, walked right past us, walked right down the steps. We were froze solid. My cousin just happened to be walking down the street. He's like,
Wow.
what's wrong? I said, he was in the house and my cousin got him. But we froze. Like we panicked and just completely froze.
So did you ask yourself, why did you freeze?
I was scared.
You were scared.
I was scared.
Right. And when you realized that you were full of fear, you could not move. Yep. You panicked. Okay. So you weren't prepared. You knew somebody was in there. You thought you was tough. You wasn't psychologically ready for it, and you froze, and it could have cost you your life.
Yes, it could have.
These are the things that we have to avoid. Okay, you have to think it out. Now, there are certain situations where you won't even have time to think it out. It can just happen at a moment's notice. I mean, there are situations that can turn bad really, really fast, and you're going to have to be able to think through that. The only way you can do that is through constant training. You have to train your mind. You have to, I'm not saying just sit up and think about different scenarios. What would you do in different scenarios? But, you know, if you're going out and something happens and you don't know whether to go right or left because you have not thought about it, then that's going to be a problem. So you want to think it through. In your situation, you knew somebody was in there. Did you think about it? Did you think what you would do if you encountered that person? No, you thought you was tough. You walked up there and it could have cost both of your lives.
It could have cost us our life. And when I tell y'all we froze, like she was on one side, he walked right up, Wanda, walked right to the door and walked right past us, right down. And we were still frozen as he walked away. We were still frozen in place. And my cousin, he came, he was like, what's wrong? I was like, this guy broke into the house. And when I said that, my cousin got him and the cops came by that time. But it was crazy because you don't think that. You think that you're so prepared, you're so ready. You're right. I think, I call myself tough, But that man walked right past me. He could have knocked me right out, and my friends too. It would have been over. So that's some of the things. Those are some of the things that you teach here at the Class Act Security Protection Training Academy. I know one of the other things that I'm excited about is that you also hire some of the people that you train.
Absolutely. So I'm not just a training academy. We're also a security company that provides training to those that want to, or provide jobs to those that want to go into the field of security. And also, we're developing our private investigation department because in order for you to be an executive protection agent, you have to be a private detective first. So you have to go through the training, and we're developing our department to where we will be able to have the detectives to pull from should we have EP details. So you'll be able to do, it's almost like an all-in-one type deal here. And I set it up that way so that I didn't have to go and outsource you know, um, any of my employees or anyone that is interested in going to a higher level of insecurity, that we could offer all of that here. So you have that opportunity to do that and to move forward in that. And we want to be in a position to collaborate with other jobs, with other businesses that may offer, training or other positions that we don't offer, so that I could actually refer them over to those corporations like that. So yeah, this is something that I wanted to set up, and I wanted to look like this so that people know that there is a place that they can come to. So I appreciate you guys listening, and I really appreciate you all support.
You know, I know she has to go because she has a grand opening in about 30 minutes, and I got her talking here. But I just got to talk about this for one quick second. So I was at the DA office, and she was saying that a lot of people don't want to go into law enforcement anymore. What do you say to that? You know, to those people who say, you know what, I understand there's opportunities, but I don't want to do it because it's not commendable anymore like it used to be for me.
Well, I think one of the problems is most of the community have lost faith in law enforcement, and as the tides have turned, and as the community have witnessed how law enforcement has treated the community, be it black or white, they don't trust them anymore, and because of that, the mindset of the police officers are on a very heightened alert. So when they go to calls, they're already on 10. Their adrenaline is already pumping because they don't know what situation they're going to find themselves in. And as I said before, things turn really bad really quickly. So you're going into a situation already knowing they don't trust me, they don't like me. How am I going to effectively do my job if I use of force? Will I lose my job? Will I be prosecuted? Will I go to jail? So, you know, a lot of times they second guess their ability to do their job adequately and thus choose not to further their career in that area. That is not why I got out of it. I was out there and I did my time, and now I want to give back to the community and show them that there is a way to where you can give back in your training to help keep the community safe. And I wanted to be that change that the community needs to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community. And so my objective is to do that within the training academy, to do that within security, and to let people know, or actually be that buffer between the law enforcement and the community. So those calls that possibly law enforcement can't respond to, hopefully we then can respond to them on a lower level of security to ensure that yes, we still care about you. We care about your situation, no matter how small that situation can be, right? So to you, it may be big. To law enforcement, it may be small, but we care about it no matter what. And we would like to be that bridge.
Your training academies has in-person training. Do you do virtually since everything has gone virtual because of the pandemic? Is there virtual training as well as in-person?
Absolutely. You can choose to do your classes online. And so you just sign up, and we will schedule the classes, and we could actually perform those classes online. Absolutely.
All right, guys, I gotta let her go. I know you have enjoyed this. Listen, this is not the last time you'll see her. Trust me when I tell you. I know me. I'm always putting people in front of the camera and on the mic, so behind the mic. So this will not be the last time. We're rushing a little bit because we have to get everything set. And I say we because I'm here today as a working hand to help her with her grand opening. So thank you again for being here. Thank you for being a part of my community. I live right down off of Sugarloaf Parkway. I feel a lot safer. Even though in Gwinnett County we have a great law enforcement. I have to
Awesome.
brag a little bit, but this is only added securities. And when it comes to shopping, it's about to be holiday season,
Yeah.
and so we need to have that extra security out because there are people who are not financially fit right now, and they may see you shopping because it's about to be holiday time.
Right.
So we want to make sure that the parking lots are protected, the gas stations are protected, because people jump in your car and take. And I'm gonna let you go. Mm-hmm. My husband has a coworker. She has a Maserati. She stopped to get gas, and they took her car.
Wow.
At the gas station, she was at the pump. Wow. Lock your doors. I always lock my doors at the pump. It sounds crazy to some people, but I get out the car and lock my door every single time. I lock my car when I'm at the car wash. When I get out the back in one side, I lock the other side. So I'm a little bit alert, but I know I need more training. So I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I think that everyone should lock their car doors, because I've actually seen where the woman gets out of the car to pump the gas. The passenger side is still unlocked. Her purse is on the passenger side. He politely and quietly opens the passenger side, steals the purse, closes the door quietly, and runs off with her purse. So it's very imperative that you lock both doors. I do it myself. I lock the door. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. So I ensure that I pay attention. And so you all, please pay attention to your surroundings, especially the ladies. Pay attention.
All right. All right, guys. That's all I got today. Listen, if you want to come down, we're at 3370 Sugarloaf Parkway, right in the Publix parking lot in that area right there. Come on over. We're here till 2 p.m. today. Come out, talk to Wanda, meet her team, find out how you can get trained to protect yourself and your family. Find out about career opportunities that are available. They're hiring, they're training, they're doing it all. They're a one-stop shop for your protection right here at Class Act Security Protection. Thank you again. And I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. with another episode of the Good Morning Gwinnett Show. So y'all know what I say. Until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye now. One stop. Now I got to jump out the frame. All right, we're done. So all of you watching us on Facebook and LinkedIn and Roku and all those places, we're done.
That's amazing.